Hello, my dear Aquarius. Welcome, welcome. I am so excited to have you here. We're going to do a New Year reading. This is going to be recorded for the week of December 28th to January 3rd. We have a full moon on Tuesday the 29th, which is the full cold moon in Cancer. So we're feeling kind of that comfy, cozy vibe. We're feeling a lot of, hot cocoa in front of the fire, and we should be feeling and we will be experiencing kind of this calming down energy. So we're just kind of calling that in, taking a moment to get your tea or to settle in. I apologize, I'm a little covered in paint. We are doing some renovations at home, so this is a rubber-based paint. It's not very easy to come off, so I do apologize, and hope you giggle with me about that. We're going to dive in with your medicine wheel spread. It goes in a circle like so. We begin with the past, your mindset, messages from the spirit realm, and then your future outcome. Then we have the center here where we'll begin. And we have this big picture card. Very good perspective shift coming for you. Like I said, we're feeling a little bit of a different energy coming forward. So really breathing that in and taking a moment there to feel that tranquility. That's really how I'm feeling. Then we'll go into the past and sort of what we're letting go in 2020. And again, more of this energy here. Wow. There's like this earthly protected energy here where you feel safe and secure. And again, that fuzzy, warm, cozy feeling really prevalent here for you. The idea of safety, security, that root chakra really coming forward, and also that earth connection as well. What does it really mean to trust and to have that faith come forward? So let's see what you're thinking about as we go into the 2021 year. We have self-sacrifice here, an interesting mindset. So let me think here. There's a lot of letting go, a lot of releasing still to do, but it's been a difficult feat to accomplish. I feel you've been really pushing yourself and maybe being a little hard on yourself as well. So Spirit says all of this misfortune, I want to say pain, grievances maybe, it's the most cliche thing to say that it's for a purpose, that there's a grander lesson, but it really is about making a warrior and having you be the strongest version of you that can take on the world, right? So very key factor there in strength, and we're changing that perspective and adding that safety aspect to it. So let's move forward here to the future outcome. Beautiful. We have coming back to your goals. That's what I was excited for, getting into your goals. But your goals to me on the reading, on the spectrum here, the spread itself, feels a lot like letting go, releasing, and doing some of that healing work. So Spirit is saying, once you're not so hard on yourself, once you're a little bit more lax and feeling those safe, comforting, secure vibes, then your goals come back to play. And that's really what Spirit's asking for. So let's dive into what is creating that momentum for your goals. Maybe get a feel of what those goals might be. Perfect. We have the Knight of Stones here, Knight of Pentacles. So again, that security, that grounded feeling, that root chakra, that's what the pentacles are all about, or in this deck, the stones. And then the horses have this medicine about power and about this, I want to say dominance, but it's not in a bad way. There is some masculine energy here, and it's that positive role model, kind of like this bucking horse where it's like the spirit can't be broken. Again, there's that strength again, and that perseverance, that stamina really coming forward here for you. I love the energies here and how similar those are. Beautiful. And then we have the Six of Vessels, or the Six of Cups in the traditional tarot. And this is about a coming together, a reunion. So we didn't just have the holidays here, but this is a little bit deeper than that. This is about your perspective on how the world is going to go. And you know, how you want to see the world prosper. And we have this Mother Earth vibe. I think a lot of you are thinking about the forest, you're thinking about the mountains and the hills, and you're thinking of what it feels to be wild and free. So again, with that spirit that can't be broken here with the horse, it's kind of like, you know, what am I here to do? And if you're one of those that doesn't really know what that is or has a hard time with that big goal, big why, you know, you may be looking at that here soon. And we see that here at the bottom of the deck being fulfillment. And we have this DNA cord here of the snakes running together. And there's two paths of which you can take. And we have all this power here, a guide who's here ready to show you the way. We have the DNA here saying balance, and that I'm hearing security again. So there's something there. It could be finance. It could be an emotional fulfillment situation where you want to feel that feeling of your cup being full. And it's been a long time coming. It's been an emotional roller coaster, and you're really ready for a smooth ride. And I think that that's this full moon in Cancer and what it's going to be bringing forward. So let's take a look here on what it is that you are releasing. I go through all my decks here. What are you releasing to move forward into 2020 with the path of least resistance? Wow. Embrace oneness with the universe. And we have this barefoot here in the wilderness. It's like that first step in the wild, right? A journey starts with, what is it? A journey of 1,000 steps begins with just one, right? Butchering that, but you get the idea. What they're saying is, it doesn't matter how quick you go. It doesn't matter the momentum or how quick you feel that you're going. What it matters is that you're going in the right direction. This is sort of like taking off the shoes of the traditional 9 to 5 and or the traditional marriage or the traditional XYZ. You know what that will be for you, but essentially letting go of that expectation, letting go of what other people have paved for you, stepping off that paved road and diving into this new road that, you know, others may be saying is not sensible. You're going to cut your feet on the stones, but more than anything, there's this growth that's coming forward with you. It says, let love grow. And some of you may be looking at a romantic partnership, but I think for the most part, this is such a fulfillment card. This is such a balanced card. This is like the yin and yang and the masculine and feminine within all of us that is coming together and creating sort of this superhuman. You know, a lot of people in astrology were talking about the transit we had last week, which was the 21st of December, this huge conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn. And it really helped us to face this inner mirror. And I feel that you're really doing that. And it, like I said, has been a very emotional road. It's been a very difficult road, but there's fulfillment right around the river bend. They're saying, you know, sort of that feeling that not all hope is lost. It's time to follow your joy and to truly and fulfillingly take that road and not look back and not have that any essence of a second thought, right? So let's move into your goals, your introspection, what you're thinking about during this time. Wow, the Compass card. So this is a really difficult time for you because you're looking for guidance. Like I said with, you know, the bottom of the deck here, there is that aspect of wanting sort of that guide, the feeling of having a hand to hold through this, and not in a bad way. It's more of a spiritual way. It's like being led by somebody larger than you, so you can then take the next step with confidence, knowing that you're not going to slip and fall. It's like walking with a walking stick or skiing with poles, right? So there's nothing wrong with wanting that hand or that railing, and but there's this essence here of that being within you, and that being your intuition, your inner guidance systems, your ability to intuitively feel the calling to the moon and its cycles, and feeling that the pull and the urge to run off the beaten path and to see yourself move forward in your own way. So there's a little bit of a declaration here of independence. And at the bottom of the deck here, I'm laughing because it's just so fitting. There's so much fear, and it's okay to feel that fear. There's some big leap of faith coming for you. Says the Dragon's Lair, but it kind of reminds me of the Tower card. There's a little bit of a, how should I say, the leap of faith is scary because of the way down, right? So what we say to that is, the only way you're going to find out if you can fly is if there's air under your wings. It's like a bird in a branch flapping its wings and feeling the air and being able to push the air. But that being so different than taking flight and leaping off and feeling the air take you and float you higher, right? So is the feeling of falling very terrifying? Yes. Yes, it is. But is there a fear of staying where you are and not moving, right? So in the past here, we had this shawl, which is like a shawl, and it's put on, like shoulders, and it's like this comforting energy. And I'm seeing that a little bit here in multiple places. We have the bear, which is like that mother bear energy, the shawl, which is of course Mother Earth. We have Mother Earth here again and again here, and then we have this very masculine drive and that want to take action. So there is a little bit of the fear, but I don't believe it's fear of, it's probably fear of failure, and I think it's just something we all go through. So what are the messages from the spirit realm? Oh, lovely. This is a very colorful contrast in this card spread that we have for you. This is a really gorgeous change card that further accentuates that leap of faith. We have this aspect of flying here. There's magic everywhere here. There's this mystical aspect to your surroundings, and you are coming to believe that you are able to leap and there will be wings that sprout from you, right? Because that's far-fetched, that's crazy. People don't sprout wings. But the universe is here to say, whatever that is for you, whatever it is your leap of faith entails, you will find that magic plays a part in your life. And it comes from that space of courage, of action taking, and this masculine drive met with your intuitive nature and diving in to the idea of trusting yourself and your own inner compass. And at the base here, we have forgiveness. And I love the arms upstretched here because there's this aspect again of letting go. Look at how similar here the energies are. It's this releasing, this letting go, this sort of beam coming from their chest, right? I'm letting go, I'm allowing things to just be. And there's something beautiful in that. So let's go forward here to what it is that you are expressing, what is coming out, what is being put to light for you, Aquarius. Well, we have kindness here. Live with compassion. Open your heart to all life forms. Be an angel with hands. Okay, so some of you may be a service-based entrepreneur or practitioner of some kind. You know, Akashic Records comes to mind, maybe Reiki. You know, I've worked with a lot of people in a lot of different professions because I am an online business coach, a spiritual business coach. So I've helped crystal grid readers and palm readers, and I even had a flower healing lady one time, and it's just so remarkable what people can do. So again, this is about opening your heart to this idea that you have something to give. And it might not be an entrepreneurship journey, but I just feel that so much with this big leap of faith. There's this want and need to go against social norms, and I celebrate that so much, because I did quit my job in 2018 and just never looked back, and always have completed such a beautiful concept here of what is possible. So always feel free to reach out or comment or send me a message, send me an email is best. And then, wow, so this is very similar. This one came forward as well for you, and it is gentleness. It says strength is gentle, true kindness has wings, love in action endures. So there's a very soft energy here, but it's almost like the Christ consciousness that a lot of people are talking about, that we're moving into a new year with a Cancer energy with this full moon. So there's lots of emotional release work, lots of that cozy, warm feeling inside, you know, of kindness, gentleness, love. We're seeing love all over this reading. So some of you may be going through a relationship, and if that is the case, then you're wanting to be open with compassion to hearing both sides, because we do see a lot of duality here, lots of feminine, then lots of masculine, lots of feminine, lots of masculine. So there's kind of this duality and this polarity going on. So just know that a gentle kindness is the best approach. Let's move forward here to what are your animal messages for this transition into the new year. What energy is Aquarius bringing into 2021? Wow, wow, we saw this a lot last week. And this is the swan energy. So there's a gentleness here, that graceful energy. So much like this here, this is what you are expressing, which is a very calming, very, I'm hearing swimming. If you are somewhere where you can swim, you know, I know we're in Northern Hemisphere here, it's very cold, but you know, indoor pools where maybe you can swim laps or just float in the pool, or even taking long baths or showers and just really letting the water rinse any negativity off of you that 2020 has brought us, or the relationship, or that 9 to 5 that you hate, whatever it is you're releasing, which is something big. I do feel like many of you are letting something big stay in 2020, and you will know what that is for you. Wow, the other animal here is transmutation. Okay, so again, letting that old skin be left behind in 2020 and birth yourself anew for 2021. I mean, it's a very profound energy. It's, you know, because the snakes are all over the tarot, and, you know, we talk about balance, and we talk about this transformation, this transmutation that happens, but do we really understand the heft of that ideology, right? It's like this birthing of a new age, this egg opening here, and there's this new dawn that we are opening ourselves up to. So there's this aspect of being soft and being gentle, you know, the willow tree bending rather than the oak tree breaking. There's sort of that energy here. And wow, this comes right next to the change card. So some big things are happening for you. And a lot of it's going to be a very peaceful, very inner journey. We have this blue heron here that reminds us this is a time of self-reflection. So for those of you who are in a relationship, this reading is still very much geared towards you. You know, not to say that you were wrong and the other person is right or anything like that, but more that the masculine, feminine energies are very much about the duality within you. So even with partners, most of the spiritual gurus of all time will always say that people are a divine mirror. And if there's something that you can't stand that someone else is doing, it could be something that, you know, a concept that lives within you as well. So just keeping in mind that we are all navigating quite a lot. And we're going to dive in now to what is going to connect you the most with your past. What is going to connect Aquarius to their past? Okay, so patience here. There's a very innocent, this kindness here comes forward. I mean, even the colors are so similar. And there's this solar plexus chakra, that gut feeling, that feeling of your emotional guidance systems really propelling you forward. So allowing yourself to feel like that child again. And what does it take to make you feel safe, secure, loved, and led? You know, it's that feeling again of being led by the hand. A very predominant message for somebody out there. I think there might be some maternal energy around you, grandmother energy, something like that, where there is this innocence and you have somebody coming through with this beautiful motherly energy saying, I'm here to wrap you up and keep you here in this safe space. And to conclude, at the bottom here of the deck, we have Sanctuary. So again, just a duplicate message that says that safety, that security, that self, what I mean to say is yes, there's self-respect, and how we do that is with boundaries, and how we do boundaries is setting up a sacred space. And that's something I always say to all my clients before they take any of my courses, before I guide them through the records, the Akashic records, and, you know, before we do about anything, I say set up your sacred space, because it is a place for you to meditate. It's a place for you to put your things that are entirely and beautifully you. You know, how I explain it is things that you would never cross on the sidewalk, right? That you would never want to break. And if you were to move, it would be one of those things that you still kept by your bedside, right? So setting up that space where it's just yours helps you to feel that connection to the divine, that connection to your spirit guides. So let's dive in now to, where do I want to go? Here we go. To your connection with your spirit guides in the higher realms. Where is Aquarius led? Okay, the Wanderer. So we have this beautiful, the number 56 is here, but I wanted to say the number 0. You know, like the traditional tarot, they have the Fool, and the Wildwood here that I use very often has the Wanderer as well, and it is that number 0. Here, though, we have the number 11, so 1-1. Which is beautiful. It's traveling, adventure, movement, coping with unfamiliarity, a pilgrimage, aloneness, and broadening your horizons. And again, we see this cliffside and this person here using a walking stick, of which we did mention, and there's this foggy aspect here. It's almost like the bear waking up in the springtime and being like, okay, what year is it? Where have I been? You know, I haven't eaten in this long. And we're having this awakening experience that's saying, let me collect for just a moment here, collect my thoughts. This collective awakening is led by people just like you. People who are fed up, they are burnt out, physically, emotionally, and, you know, spiritually drained. But there's nothing more dangerous than a mama bear who feels that way, right? And so here you are with this mama bear energy around you, this Mother Earth energy around you, spirit guides, maternal past loved ones, whatever it is for you. It could be something different for everyone. You know, trinkets can hold this power. The plants hold this power. It's in ether. It's in, you know, that akashic field, that etheric realm. There's something so non-physical that leads us, and you are there. You are at the brink of that. You are about to crack the egg open. You are cracking the egg open. It's opening now. And you feel it. You feel it in this new way. And it feels a lot like falling. It feels a lot like meditation. It feels a lot like journeying. You know, this drifting, this falling, this spreading of the wings. So, and there's this wisdom here. There's this gray hair and, you know, this seasoned traveler who is accustomed with being unfamiliar and who has been seasoned by the elements. So at the bottom of the deck here, oh, this is lovely. It says the cauldron, which is about containment, right? This spiritual energy that we hold in our solar plexus, you know, that maybe we need to release sometimes, but it's another thing to reflect. And we have the water bird as well, to look down and reflect, what is it that I hold? And is that part of my sacred space? Is that what I want to hold? Or is that icky feelings from that past relationship? Or is this somebody else's energy that does not, you know, really suit me to hold on to? You know, are these my opinions and my burdens to carry? So it says inner alchemy, mastery, spiritual renewal, contain rejuvenation, discerning wisdom. So tons and tons of this wise elder energy coming for you. And it could be an oversight, like a spirit guide of some kind. But I feel that this is something that's awakening within you. You know, it could be beneficial to do some past life stuff right now. And that's something that I do as well in the Akashic Records that I feel is calling to you a little bit, because I've been realizing it's coming up again and again throughout the reading. Yes, there's release work, but I think even more than that, what's beneficial for you is to do the journeying that helps you to feel like that wise, seasoned, respected elder, you know, so that rather than feeling that you have a hand to hold, that you are being a leader. And there is a huge aspect to that coming through for you, where you're kind of fed up with being any kind of a follower. There's just kind of this energy here of maybe being in competition with someone. Let's see what aspects of you are coming forward to aid you. Okay, so we have this 10 here of earth. So even more of this earthy energy, which we see here and here and here and here and here and here. Okay, so again, a feminine energy, but this is also a card of mastery. She has a mask in this card, but it's not on. And no, that's not a 2020, you know, pun. This is like a mask over the face. If there's ever a mask on in the tarot or oracle cards, it means there's something not being seen. So you're taking that veil off. You are, you know, journeying into that spirit realm. And this third eye here is just glowing, and you have on this crown of this fiery energy coming from your crown chakra here. And it's this fire of creativity, this fire of wanting to move and take action. Again, taking action. And she has on the shawl, which how fitting is that we have the shawl twice. So again, just this really protected energy. It's that your guides want you to know that you are protected as you go about this. And we have a 20 here. And it says desire. And we have this person sitting cross-legged, and they're holding this dragon's head that's glowing, the fiery energy ball, and then we have like a fire lotus flower down at the bottom here blossoming. So the lotus flower that opens is of course that spiritual awakening coming forward for you. Again, the ram, you know, it's like the sign of Aries, so some of you may be called to that sign of Aries and that action taking. Then we have the hawk there, which is about messages from the spirit realm. So again, journeys and sitting in this cross-legged position and just being like, what do I want? What are my goals? What is the introspection that keeps me up at night? You know, they say that if something, what is the saying? It's something along the lines of die trying. It will probably come back to me at a strange time during the reading, but it will either kill you or it will be how you die or something like that. I will come back to it because it's like this goal. The best goal in life is one that's going to kill you because you're going to die happy doing what it is that you want. Okay, moving on, we'll come back to it. Then we have at the bottom of the deck here this masculine energy, though this is a very non-binary deck. We have the life mana here, which is the dolphins. So this watery energy, that full moon in Cancer, you all are affected very much by that. As an air sign, we have this full moon here. We have this full cold moon in Cancer. We had the moon a couple different times here, this big circular feeling of going around the medicine wheel, having that sacred space. It's like this aura of protection here, and this third eye up over the head that says, you know, you can trust this. You can trust this alignment happening, this awakening going on. Again, we have a shawl. So it's this protection that's been put upon you by the spirit guides, by your ancestors, past loved ones, Mother Earth energy even. You know, even though this is a masculine card, we still have that water. We have the intuition of the moon. So tons and tons of female perspectives still. So let's go into the Lenormand. This is just read like a sentence, and it's going to give us a final read through of what it is you're going through here. Usually I do this first, so let me move some things around here. While I do this, let me know how this is resonating. Feel free to put some input in the comments. Always, feedback is always, of course, appreciated. So let's see what Aquarius is going through here during this week and into the year 2021. What is Aquarius going through in general through this transit into the new year? Beautiful. Okay, now they continue coming. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there's letters coming through about what it is you're releasing. Okay, and I just saw that here because they are the two here at the end. Okay, so we have the tree, which is all about health, DNA, stability, again, very important. We have loyalty, again, that feeling of holding hands, of going together, of feeling that support is just so important. Then we have the home. So you're wanting to have that support at home. Beautifully said. Then we have the book, which sometimes again reminds me of the Akashic Records. So I love how much that's coming up for you. If that's something that calls to you, do let me know. It is something I teach. The pole star, you know, this North Star, that is that guidance system, which of course we have the compass. So repeat message here of going where you're guided, gracefully, you know, in a way that feels comfortable to you. You're making this change, but you're following your heart as you make this choice. Goodness. Okay, so there are two choices here. You know, some of you may be saying, do I stay or do I go? Some are saying, is this worth it or do I walk away? And all that Spirit has to say is you cannot have both. an unfortunate truth, but you have the key. So you have the answer to where it is that you're headed, and you have the goals in mind. I do believe that you do. You know where it is that you're going. I think you are having a little bit of that scarcity mindset that says, you know, I've seen this year of craziness. Now is not a time to make a change. You know, things are going well as they are. Why would I shift that? But there's this aspect here of wanting a little bit more for yourself, this feeling of overflow, this feeling of fulfillment, emotional, spiritual, physical, you know, this aspect of free time, just freedom in general, this wild card, this feeling of walking behind the veil and seeing what it's like in the bigger picture, which I love this as well, which is something that's seen once you are in the Akashic realm, the Akashic records. And, you know, I teach it two ways. So one time you may go in to the records and see it as a space, as a sacred space, as a protected space where your spirit guides are, your past loved ones are on that other side, that other world beyond the veil, right? In that Christ consciousness, one consciousness, 5G, 5D, whatever you want to call it. And then we go about it in a book. If you want a specific question answered, this is where your soul contracts lie. So together we read your personal unique Akashic records, and it becomes this beautiful home space where you can trust that the mask is off, the veil is down, and there's no limit to what it is that you can see. There is no limit to the power that you have there to make plans, to set goals. You're able to propel yourself forward and get that momentum and feel this energy here where it's like magic really does exist, and we're all living in it and with it and around it, right? You know, everyone talked about the age of Aquarius, and that is you. So how is it at all ignorable? You know, let me see how to word this. How can you ignore any of this calling, this desire, this new understanding of how things should be with this new age, this new dawn, and this new era that is yours to literally lead and create as you go? So this feeling that you can't wait to get out and you want to be free, it's you, Aquarius, that makes that decision, that takes that leap, and then the world follows you. This isn't a matter of, I should do what I'm, you know, not necessarily like you've just been doing what you've been told, but kind of, because we do have this 3D reality where we have bills to pay, we have things to do, we have responsibilities. We can't possibly just leave that behind and just leap, right? But Spirit is saying that is the old way. That's the old way of looking at things. That's the old way of doing it. And that's not the way that your spirit guides, angels, past loved ones, ancestors are wanting for you. They want you to choose the path of your greatest desire, the path of manifesting and seeing the magic in all things. You know, it's kind of like 1111 when everybody talks about that as the greatest number that says you're on the right track and your spirit guides are here, they're listening, right? And you don't have to wait for 1111 to come on the clock. You really don't. Instead, you bring that feeling forward every time you step outside into this earth energy. You feel that every time you have patience with yourself as you are reflecting inward on your past pains, on the times that you were unhappy, on this past year and how it's been for everyone, right? It's just been a really tough road. And as you're looking back on that, because we can see here that you are, we have self-reflection a couple times here. as you do that, just know that that is where you live and that will be where you stay. So know that your sanctuary, your inner peace, your inner guidance system, that inner compass, that part of you that's connected to something higher, something greater, that's the part of you to follow, to give power to create with. So there is this aspect here of leaping, and it's really uncomfortable. It's really hard to do because you're letting go of an entire way of life. We are releasing a paradigm that has been ruling this planet for perhaps tens of thousands of years, you know? So releasing that survival mode and saying, I don't need to fight and push and, you know, run and leap and jump through hoops in order to find true fulfillment. All I need to do is to balance myself, say, okay, I see what I want. I want to reach out and grab it. What are my next steps? And reaching out to somebody like a spiritual coach or a practitioner of any kind to say, hey, I am led this way. I feel the call and I resonate here. So I would like for you to help me with this wanderer path. This is the next card here on the bottom of the deck, which is this great number 0, that wanderer, which I've already mentioned before. Interesting for it to come up and just be there, right there, staring at me, you know? But there's this mist, there's this, is there a bridge or a rope, or is there anything under me? And Spirit says no, maybe not. You know, you may be diving and you may be plummeting, but you're not plummeting to your death. Okay, there's a much different energy here. One of them is to say, holy crap, I couldn't possibly rescue myself from the tower. I couldn't possibly take on the dragon's keep. I couldn't possibly cross the massive bridge with the lava down below, you know, the classic story. But the universe says, yeah, you can. Just float away on a unicorn and it will be fine. And, you know, us as humans, we can't accept that. Just humanly and, you know, cognitively, it just isn't sensible, especially if you talk to people who are in older generations. You know, we're just the silly millennials sometimes who have these dreams and it's not feasible, blah, blah, blah. And the universe is here to say, hogwash. And you need to trust yourself. You have to be the leader in this entire transformation. There's a massive choice here, and you are following your North Star and you are trusting your inner compass. And it has to do everything with a path of least resistance. There's something very massive here about the water and the moon and, you know, the rising and the falling, the emotion that is quite literally been turbulent so that you may be more comfortable with this energy here, releasing something very, very heavy, very massive. You know, forgiveness work is not easy. Healing work is not easy. Ego work is not easy. And by ego, I don't mean egotistical. I mean that part of our brain that is that logical mind, that third dimensional mind that says, I am human, therefore I go to work, therefore I sit under the artificial light and I just stomach it and I pay my bills and I watch the TV, or, you know, and I'm not accusing anyone, but it's what is the norm and what have I been conditioned to? And then there is this transformation and it's massive and it says there's something new coming and it's magical, it's different, it's something new that has never been seen before. And it's quickened and it's put to action and it's lit on fire by you, Aquarius. There's so much power in where you're going that you have not even seen yet. That's something a reader told me one time. that kind of changed my whole world. She just said, there's parts of you you don't even know yet. And I was like, well, yeah, quite obviously, but also, yeah, like, obviously. There's like this realization, right? This bigger picture, this higher perspective that says, I haven't seen everything I'm going to see. I haven't understood my own stamina. I haven't yet embraced everything that is part of my truth, that's part of my understanding, that moves me forward without this veil, without this mask. Yeah. So there's this essence of lighting yourself up, this creative aspect of moving forward, setting those visions into action with vision boarding and journal entries. Some of you are writers, some of you are typers, some of you are picture drawers, artists, I think is the proper word for that, but thank you, Spirit, for being accurate there. There's just so many ways for you to express yourself, your wants, your needs. Myself, I have a big, goal of a ranch one day, and I have laid out the kitchen and I got the graph paper like an architect, and created it with watercolors and then again with crayons and then again with Sharpies. And, it's just again and again, it's the same picture. But again and again, it's embedded here in my mind, in my soul, in my emotion. Because once you vision it, it is yours. And you're learning that here with the manifestation energy, right? And you have this very gentle approach, Aquarius, because you are tired and you are fed up and you are drained, because we are all drained. So rather than going about this goal with drums beating and with your heart pounding and with, this steady movement that feels a little aggressive, instead you're moving forward with this gentle kindness, with this graceful flow, with this in tune energy, this connected energy that is a force to be reckoned with, because there's so much power there in working with the flow rather than against the flow. So you're practicing that. You're leading a huge global transformation with that. And, I'm hearing that it wouldn't go so well. It wouldn't be so powerful. It wouldn't be as intense for the world at large if we weren't tired and bogged down and feeling this energy here. It's just, please don't make me do that. Please don't make me do that, because that would be energy, and that would be difficult. And this is a long road, for the entrepreneurs. It's like there are papers to file and there are lawyers to hire and there's business licenses to acquire. And, it's really not that much. Just being somebody who has done that, it's not as much as you would think. It's more about covering your bases than it is about, dotting I's and crossing T's. It's not because you have to, it's because it's a smart move. So when you meet that energy, this patient, kind of young, loyal energy within you that just says, oh, I just want a time out. Once you get that time out, spend that time working on manifesting, working on where you want to see the world going. Look at what you want for your kids, for your grandkids, what kind of world. And the more we can all focus there this week in particular, as we're moving 2020 to the wayside and we are reinventing and we are leading this transformation of information, of connectivity, and of, this one consciousness coming together, there's a power there. And you're feeling it, and it's calling you. So let me know, Aquarius, in the comments how this resonates with you. reach out to me in any way you see fit. If you are interested in the Akashic Records, if you're interested in meeting those spirit guides and going into your past lives and seeing those meditative journeys unfold, to read your soul contracts, to be in that safe space, when you feel that sense of home and space that's all yours, that uniqueness, that's really what 2021 is calling for, is that unique individual that, yes, is unifying the planet and allowing the planet to unfold into a new dawn and a new era, but also lighting up the world with your color. You know, I love how we just have this one burst of color over here, and the rest is very earthy, very grounded. And, you know, we have this here as well. So, a contrasting energy of the solar plexus down here on what's needing to be released, and moving up closer to that crown chakra, closer to that third eye open. And it says, quicken your ability to manifest, practice being in flow with the universe, go into this change with lots and lots of confidence here in your inner direction, in your ability to see the next step, and trust yourself to be a leader here, because you are divinely guided, divinely protected. It's okay to feel a little stuck. It's okay to feel a little bit you know, that want to be protected, that want to be stable, secure, and at home and at peace. And to not judge yourself for that and say, oh, I have it easy enough. I don't want an easier ride, you know? But you do. We all do. We want it to be an easier ride, and there's nothing wrong with that. So embrace that, Aquarius. Make the choice to go that direction. Reach out to me if you feel called. I'm so happy that you're here. And of course, like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know how this resonated. I am here for your support if you need it. And I will see you all next week. Have a wonderful week. Bye.